Happy Sunday, everybody. So as promised, I am here to deliver since you guys delivered and actually subscribed. So this is Net, aka Pretty Hustle underscore 21 in the Discord. And I'm here to do a quick recording for you. I don't want to stay too long and have you watching a long drawn out video on this. So I'm going to give you an example of one of my screeners that I enjoy using. I do hope that this is valuable to you. If it is, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to share, and definitely leave a comment on your feedback. I am open to hearing how you like to screen if you're into screening. If you're not into screening, maybe this is something that you can start using. I started screening because I was trained by Sean on using his chart, the wolf chart, and in that, a few times he's covered screening. And so it really kind of sparked my interest because for me, I want to know how to go and find my different plays. So I decided to just really start playing around with screeners. And so today I will be taking you through how to set up a screener. What you see me on right now is TradingView, right? So TradingView is the platform I use for charting. There's multiple platforms. This is not the only platform that allows you to screen for different setups or potential breakouts, so just trending stocks. You can even use Robinhood. So if you're in just Robinhood, Robinhood has different ways that you can screen. I don't really use it, but I'm just telling you, I've seen it before. But here we are, we're in TradingView. I'm on the home screen, and what I'm going to show you first is how to get there. So in TradingView, you go to products. From products, you go to screeners. And then from screeners, you have two things. You have the actual screeners here, and then you have the heat map. So a few people were asking how did I get to the heat map? I don't know how to do it from a cell phone, but I can tell you from your laptop, this is how. It's under screeners. You can go down to heat maps. You can do it by stocks, ETFs, or crypto. So we click on stocks real quick. I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so here we are. We're just in a screener. This is from a daily view. And it's basically capturing, like, get this out of the way. There we go. It's capturing everything. What's up, what's down, what's, I guess you can say neutral, right? The gray zone. Um, there's a few things you can do. Like if you're just in your trading day and you're looking for something that is starting to trend high, then you can sort or trend low. You can sort it by the 1 hour time frame. You can just say, I want to look back an hour into the day that's currently happened, and I want to find stocks that are trending above 1%, or maybe 2%, maybe 3%. Looks like it was all set to one. Then these are stocks that you can catch. You can look back 4 hours, see how the first half of the day went for some stocks and who's holding strong. Okay, so you get Coca-Cola, T-Mobile, American Express, CMCSA. Deere has been on a nice little move. So you get a good view of what's trending. This is a bigger trending two stocks that's standing out at 2% within the last 4 hours of that day and nothing higher than three. And so you could do the reverse with your stocks that are down. All right. So you can see what's been trending down for that day, what had a little bit of a pullback in the 4 hour session, what had a little bit of a pullback in the 1 hour. Okay. And then you can also see by the day what's trending down. So you can use your heat map. There's other things that you can do with it. So it's just, again, things that if you're using TradingView, why not use it to help you and just learn all of the things that it has available to you as a user. But we are going to go to screeners today and focus our attention there. So one of the things that I like about screeners is that there's just so many ways. If I just want to get a quick view of what's happening with earnings, post earnings, pre-earnings, you have that option to just screen simply by that. If I want to know what's changed in a recent hour, day, you can ch do percent change. If I want to filter by price, then I can also hit price. There's even more. Like you can go all through this list of things and begin to find what you like. I like the technicals. So that's kind of where we'll put our focus. Now, for me today, what I'm looking to cover specifically is using RSI as a screener. All right, so RSI is a really cool indicator of what's happening with a stock. So it's the relative strength index, right? The standard setting for it is a 14 day, but you are more than, if you prefer, you're more than able to change that. Some people will set it to 7 days. 14 days kind of clears out any short-term noise, but you can set it to a 7 day. And I mean a 14 day or a 7 day. And it's a good way to begin to find stocks that are in a breakout or what we like to say oversold or overbought. I am going to go to, so we're here. We're going to click the plus sign and we're going to go to technicals. All right. There's all kind of technicals that you can use. So if you have a favorite, then you can certainly filter by your favorite. But for me, I'm looking for relative strength index. I'm going to leave it at 14 and I'm going to leave it at 1 day. However, you can't change this. You can change this to see what an RSI looks like based on your setting within 15 minutes, within an hour, even 5 minutes. So again, you have options to play around. I've even set it to where I was able to look at stocks within a 2 hour period of a trading day, and I've been able to find some really nice setups. We're going to set our RSI to 70 and above. Now, most people will think, well, if we're setting it to 70 and above, then this is what, a overbought stock. And that is not always the case. So sometimes when you find a stock that has a RSI above 70, 70 and above, you're probably either going to get a stock that is overbought and due for a pullback, or you can get a stock that's on a really strong breakout. And so then you can start to go to the charts that pull up and look to see what the charts are telling you. That's when you go into the charts and you begin to apply your charting skills and what you know and follow as far as setting up your potential trade entries and exits and stuff like that. So in this case, we have our RSI set to 14 and actually, yeah, 70 and above is what we'll have it to. Now, my favorite thing to do is focus on what analysts are saying as well about a stock. So I go to buy and strong buy. It does not mean you have to filter to this. You can leave this all open. You can also, so this is what I look for as a top pick. I want a buy or a strong buy. Again, it doesn't have to be that. The next thing that matters to me is sorting by volume. I want to have the highest volume setups, okay? And so when I do that, these would be your top stocks that pull up that have an RSI of 70, good analyst ratings. And of course, we can do more in terms of filtering down or adding different layers to what you're looking for. But we're going to stop here for me. And so we can see sector, analyst by, you can see all kinds of stuff. You can go to performance and see how it's performed over the week, the month, 3 month period, etc. Again, really cool stuff that you want to start touching and exploring and learning just so you're empowered to not stare at SPY all day. No shade to people that love SPY, but I just feel like there's a lot more out there if you just kind of start to zoom out and explore. You don't have to take the trade if you're not even interested in putting any money. Maybe you just want to see if the screener works out well, and then you just paper trade a few potentials. prove it wrong, you know? But anyway, let's look at what we have on our list. I actually caught this on my screener earlier this week, midweek, I believe. I might have even shared it in the Discord, but I bought some shares, so we're at $2 right now. I think there's a supply zone they're trying to break through. Again, I wouldn't have known to buy shares of this Kopin Corporation if I didn't use my screener. They have a strong analyst buy. You can see their performance change for last trading day, their performance for the week. So they are doing well overall from what we can see here. And so yeah, I felt comfortable buying shares when it was like at a dollar. I forgot, a dollar and a few cents, and we'll see how far it goes from there. My motto is let your stop loss prove you wrong. Otherwise, you trust your system for trading and you go with it. Anyway, back to our screener. We are set at our RSI. These are our top picks, and you can see even Hood. So let's just take a look at Hood. A lot of people are familiar with Hood, so we'll open that chart. Now, my view that I want to see first is what's happening on the larger time frame with this stock, okay? If we just look at Hood, let's just kind of zoom in a little bit, widen this out. Um, from the time that it hit its high in 2021, we're starting to see our way back up, right? So the high that Hood has ever been was Monday, I'm sorry, was the month of August, and it was a high of $85. Cool. So since then, it has pulled back. It had a pretty lengthy consolidation period from 2022 to 2023. And as you can see, Hood started to make more gains in a more positive direction after finding support for so long, right? So you can kind of see where support was holding. Imagine getting into Hood this low and where we are today. That's, I mean, a beautiful investment. But nevertheless, we are above my 12 EMA and we are holding above it. We did test it here, so it's kind of like that stairway up. We come back to our EMA to test it out. We hold support there on the monthly and we're bouncing up. So everything on Hood from a monthly standpoint shows that we are moving back up. And again, you have to remember the high of this particular ticker has been $85 back in 2021. So you just keep that in mind. We're going to see the same trend on the weekly, right? Same trend on the weekly. For me, because I'm using my wolf chart setup, everything is already here for me, showing me what's happening with the stock, right? So we're getting a change of character, followed by a break of structure, a break of structure. We're getting candles holding above my 12. We get the little stairway up. We did lose it for a moment in August. And I think if you remember, the market in August, July, end of July, August, did have a pretty significant pullback. Then everything kind of found their support and then they bounced back up. So I think I see this trend quite frequently on a bunch of tickers around August of this year. Nevertheless, we bounced back. We're back above our 12 and we're holding. I do have some additional what you'll see here, lines that are considered an EMA. It's my wolf trending moving average. And so this particular EMA is created by the creator of this complete chart setup, right? So what it does is just helps me to follow the trend, right? So if you're wondering about that, just wanted to explain that it is a subscription indicator. So I am subscribed and this is a charting system. You can certainly take your system and apply it to your screener and use the same methods of what is my confirmation to take the trade if I see this is a good setup. Again, so Hood, if we just look at it from the daily, has again a very strong momentum. It's really good. So we won't go too deep into Hood because my goal here is not to spend time reviewing the charts. My goal is to show you just how to use your screener. And then you take your system that you use for trading and you go in and you begin to find your potential trades for the week. You can use this to prep. So yeah, we like Hood. Hood looks pretty strong. You have to also again remember it's been as high as 80 plus dollars, so it can keep going. Um, Another thing that you can do with your screener is filter to earnings. So, oh, I don't know if anyone caught this, but TWLO had a very big run. So I'm not surprised to see them on my screener. I think even pre-market, they were up over 20 something dollars. So keep them on watch because if I remember correctly from the chart, let's just go to it real quick. Just gonna do a quick view. Here's the funny story. I had my chart already set with levels, ready to go. By the time we opened the very next day from me setting these up, we were all the way up here. So we just kind of been consolidating here. You have to wonder what's next, right? But nevertheless, I wanted to show you real quick on this chart where they can go. So historically, this stock has been, so I think this might be the high point, $457. Insane. So just again, keep them on watch. That was a very big move. They do have earnings February 13th. So if I just clear all this out because again we've we've made the move. My notes don't even really matter anymore from here. Just take a look. Um this is where we are. We've been here before. Remember, if you scroll to the left, you can kind of see that this stock has been here before. So we are looking to break around 133 and hold around that area. In fact, you can almost base it off the wick of this candle from February of 2020. The high was 133 exact. So yeah, on the money, 133. You're looking for that stock to break and stay above 133. And then as you can see from historical price points, this stock has been here and higher. So keep them on your watch, keep them on your radar. Back to the screener. Upcoming earnings. So now I have an RSI of 70. I have analyst ratings for a strong buy. What if I just wanted to catch the wave of upcoming earnings? So I can set my screener to then look for future earnings. Okay. We're still focused on volume. We do want to find setups that have good volume. And then you get more tickers. Visa's on there, IP, GLW. You may find names that you're familiar with. You may find names that you're not familiar with. That's when you go into the charts. That's when you go in to understand what the company is about. Maybe look at some of the technical ratings on it. You can make your decisions. This is something I would want to look for potential trade setup. I don't know too much about Flex, so let's just take a look. For me, I do prefer zooming out and then looking over just to see where we've been before. Always look to the left, okay? So we definitely broke the high of when we had this candle here. You can kind of zoom in here, 32.66. I'm getting this from looking at the prices here. When you hover over a candle, you're going to get the opening price, the high, the low, the closing, the gain. All right, so the high of this one was 32.66. Okay, cool. We'll go back to where we are today. We are at a closing of 44.27. This is a stock that is looking pretty strong. They have earnings to report, and those will report on January 29th pre-market. So we're catching some of the momentum. You want to try to catch these well before this, where they're at right now. You want to try to catch it sooner than this, but you can still see that this stock has made some nice moves up. It did experience a pullback, and then we are after touching a high of 45.10, and we are back at 44.27. So just gotta watch it. Are we forming a double top potentially? Are we gonna test this high again and then reject? Something to watch. I'd like to go further out to some stocks that probably have earnings a month or two out, So this is earnings that's coming up within this month, and we know that we're almost out of the month of December. So try to go a little bit further out. Now you can also set your RSI to 30 and below. Um, we'll take off the earnings. We'll still focus on strong buy because these would be stocks that analysts consider a strong buy, but their RSI shows oversold. They have an RSI of 30 and below. We're still focused on volume. Now, I can change my price point. If I don't want to see a stock that is worth 64 cents, I can clean that up. I can make a manual setup that says between, let's just say I want to do $2 and 500. I can clean that up. Now you'll see what's trending in that area. So let's check out EA. It's not a ticker that I've checked out anytime recently. However, they're showing oversold. They're actually almost to a weekly demand zone and definitely a weekly support line here. They had a very significant sell-off. What's the news? Electronic Arts Dragon Age, the Veilguard saw player engagement 50% below expectations, leading to a downgrade by Raymond James. This resulted in a 17% drop in EA's stock price. However, this is still a stock that analysts rate as a strong buy as of what we're seeing. And they just experienced a drop, which man, what a drop to catch if you were paying attention. So I'd like to hear in the comments if anyone caught that dip. But a drop of $25, that's a big dip in 1 week. Puts would have printed out really well. Well, we're approaching an area that clearly we have some support. We're looking at it from the weekly right now, so just keep that in mind too. Now, based on the fact that I use the wolf chart system and the most updated version has this lovely WTMA that is showing me a crossover, right? It's showing me that we are changing the trend. So we hit this area and really start to sell off. So if you were paying attention to this arc confirmation, if you're using the wolf chart, then you already know what that means. We're coming down, we're pulling back, okay? Then we get a loss of the 12 EMA as well, and we pull back on the weekly all the way to our 200. Not only we pulled to the 200, but I mean, we just shot through all of that. So interesting. I'm going to keep this one on watch to see what plays out next. Now we can see that we start to find some support. And I won't stay too long on this one, but man, what a drop. What a drop to catch. I just want to know someone caught it. I didn't catch it, but I would love to hear that someone was able to maybe catch this big drop. Um, yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't approach here. So for me, what I'm looking for is when a stock has oversold, are they in a demand zone or near a demand zone? If they're not there yet, I personally like to just set an alert because a lot of times my alert will trigger telling me that we've hit that zone. So for me, I would just set a text alert and a note here. And this is a daily demand zone. Okay. I want an alert to tell me when it gets here. And then I just create that alert. So now I'll just be waiting for price to get here. I don't really need to do anything else. I will get a notification once we reach this area. My bet is that based on how we drop and where we are, if buyers don't jump in here, they're gonna wait till we get here. This zone has been on my chart for quite a long time. 2023, March of 2023. So we're just came all the way back down. So this is another cool thing about the oversold is you'll start to find something approaching a buy zone and you just kind of sit on it and wait. Obviously, you don't want to overreact. This is when you get your alert and then you start to plot your plan for this particular ticker if you're interested, okay? So again, we have multiple different tickers that are sitting under 30 and below on the RSI with a strong analyst rating or a buy of a buy or a strong buy. And then we can just filter through by volume. And then from there, you just look for potential strong setups. You don't have to act right away. You're just planning, you're prepping, you're plotting your next potential investment, your next setup, and you're doing it by using screeners. So I just wanted to do this video just to give you an idea of how easy it is to start looking through charts and using the tools that are available in this case here in TradingView to help you find your next setup. So we don't have to have this. We can clear everything out. Just reset your screener page, and you can just play with another setup. The technicals are really cool because they're all familiar terms. You can find price that is above your favorite EMA or even below your favorite EMA. You can measure it by a percentage. And then from there, you go to those charts. Um, you go to those charts. So I do 12, add a filter, click back in it, and I'm just looking at price above or below, right? It's the same way we trade. This is just getting you to it sooner. This is by the day. Remember, you can change the time frame. It doesn't have to be by the day. Maybe I want to see where price was below and I want to look at it from the 1 hour or above. You just set it up. So find your favorite settings in the technicals and have some fun with it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap up here so I don't um, ramble too long. I just wanted to give you an idea of how to use your screeners. If you have any questions about the screener, just let me know. In the Discord, I am pretty hustle underscore 21. You can just reach out to me and send me a message there. Otherwise, leave a comment if you enjoyed this video, if it was helpful for you. If you want to see more, let me know. I really appreciate everyone that did go and subscribe to my page. So hopefully I can bring some other insightful tools that I enjoy using as I am going through my trading journey. Um, yeah, like, subscribe, share, reach out to me if you have any questions, and I will try to do this again soon. Thank you.